Good morning, tribe, and welcome to Beginners Yoga, or Yoga for Beginners. My name is Shonda, and I will be guiding you through your practice today. So we'll start today in a comfortable seated position. So for myself, I like to sit up on some blankets just to elevate the hips. And you could place one leg out in front of the other or come into half lotus. Just do whatever feels good for your body today. Find yourself in a nice seated, comfortable position. So maybe you wiggle around to just find your connection, your sit bones. And once you've found that connection, we're going to start today's practice with a silent meditation. I just feel like there's been so much energy spinning around, and I'm going to invite you to just tap into some silence for this morning. So we'll start just by closing the eyes. Let's bring the palms down on our knees for some grounding. So we feel the sit bones connected to the surface beneath us. So as we feel the sit bones connection with whatever we're connecting with, begin to just sit up tall, lift the torso and the shoulders, and raise the crown of the head up towards the sky. So feeling that nice connection between the sit bones, the tailbone, climbing the ladder of the spine, allowing the shoulders to drop down and away from the ear. Chin slightly tucks in and crown of the head is lifted as if a string were pulling you from your crown up. So just tap into that groundedness, that centeredness. And just begin to find your breath. I invite you to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Imagine the breath as it's circulating as we inhale up the spine, all the way up through the crown of the head. And then exhaling down the back of the spine, allowing the belly button to draw up and in towards the spine as we exhale. So try to let go of intense effort here. And just connect to the natural breathing pattern as it draws in through the nose, out through the nose, moving along the spine. The mind may want to come in and have some chatter. Just make awareness of it, be aware of it, and then let it pass by, returning to the breath. We'll sit in 3 minutes of silent meditation. Gently drawing awareness back. Allowing the eyes to remain closed, connecting to that inner peace and stillness within. And if the mind was chattering, that's okay, no judgment. We just simply acknowledge it, allow it to be heard, and continue to return on. So keeping the eyes closed as much as possible, let's draw our hands together in a heart center in prayer position, gently pressing the thumb knuckles into the sternum, and taking a moment to set an intention for our practice today. So take a nice deep inhale, sitting up nice and tall. See if you lost the integrity of the posture as we meditated. Maybe I want to invite you to invite a word or a few words together that may resonate with you. Maybe that's focus, maybe that's grace, maybe that's ease or lightness. Just whatever word or set of words may resonate with you. Take a nice deep inhale, inhaling that intention all the way from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, allow it to settle at the heart center. Bow your head in gratitude for setting this intention for today's practice, maybe even for the rest of the day. Take another nice deep inhale and exhale, allowing that intention to settle through every portion of the body, your entire being. The blueprint of your inner workings, your inner guide. Beautiful. Allow the hands to fall down to the center. Gently rise the head up towards the sky and softly open the eyes. As we inhale, let's draw the hands up and above our heads. Inhaling, palms reach up towards the sky, shoulders fall down and away from the ears. Keep the sit bones connected to the earth. Let's take this a few more times. So inhaling, maybe you cross the arms in front of you, scooping up the air, the positive earth energy. Inhale, reaching and extending. Exhale, allowing the negative energies to be pushed away. One more time, inhaling, lifting up that earth grounding energy. Allowing it to circulate the entire body, surrounding you in all directions. And then exhale, maybe switch the palms out and push all the negative energies away. Good. On this next inhale, really reaching up, lifting through the crown of the head as you maintain that connection through the sit bones, and maybe you just gently wiggle from side to side, finding that grounding, that centering right in between. As we inhale, we'll lengthen and extend, and then come into a gentle twist. So placing the right arm behind us, left hand comes on top of the right knee. So as we inhale, maybe we gently back off and allow our bodies to guide us into the posture. So as we exhale, we can begin to twist from the heart center. And just allowing the breath and the body to guide us to where we need to be today. Connecting to that inner guide. Feeling into the body, finding where there might be some resistance, and breathing into those spaces. A few breaths in and out here. As we inhale, we create some space. And exhale, maybe the body opens up and allows us to move further. If not, that's okay too. Passing no judgment, just being okay with where we are right now, right here. Each breath in and out. Good. On your exhale, return back to center. Let's inhale, scoop up the air. Lengthen and extend through the fingertips. Again, maybe we just gently rock and shift from side to side, finding that nice center, that grounding space. Inhale, lengthen. As we exhale, we bring the left hand behind us. Right hand gently rests on top of the left knee. So maybe we start without coming to the deepest part of the twist. So inhaling. And as we exhale, gently moving from the heart center and allowing the neck and the head to move afterwards. Feeling any resistance from the body, and then just settling with that, being okay with that, inhaling into that resistance. Letting the body know that it's okay to be there. You don't have to be anywhere. There's no final destination. And see if the body softens and opens up and allows the body to move deeper. Soften the mind. Continue breathing. After your next exhale, gently come back to center. Let's inhale the arms up to a T position. Rotate the palms upwards and place the fingertips on top of the shoulders. So again, gently pressing through the sit bones. I'm actually gonna gently adjust my legs just because I feel like some balance here. I'm trying something a little different. So you can do that as well. Give yourself the permission to do just that. So bringing the fingertips on top of the shoulders, and as we inhale, we're gonna press down through the sit bones as we lift up through each vertebrae and through the crown of the head. And then from here, let's just begin to rotate the elbows into small circular motion. So you can go as big or as small as you'd like. Maybe I invite you gently to feel each sensation along the way. Feeling into the body. Allowing the posture to draw us deeper within the inner experience, moving away from the outward experience. And then as you feel called, you can extend the circles a little bigger or a little smaller. Your choice. It's your practice. Honor yourself where you're at and where your body is calling you to be. And come back to center and then maybe move in the opposite direction. So feel free to pause into any areas of tension, tightness, or holding, breathing into those spaces, being gentle and kind with your body and where you're at today. I like sometimes to keep my eyes closed. If you notice my eyes are closed, it's because I'm really tuning to the inward experience, tuning into my body. So feel free to allow yourself to do the same. Trust that you know the body's wisdom and that you hear the cueing and that your body knows exactly what to do. As you tune into the sound of my voice, trusting and being with what is. Good, let's come back to center. Release the palms of the hands out to the sides. Palms can face up. Exhale, turn the palms downward. And then exhale the arms down by the sides. Maybe we'll take a moment to just stretch into the neck and the head. So drawing the chin down towards the chest. Keep the integrity of the pose as you press down through the tailbone. Low belly draws up and in, protecting the low back. And really feeling that extension all the way from the tailbone up through the entire vertebrae, the entire spine, all the way from the back of the neck. And maybe you just gently begin to rock the head from side to side, feeling the tiny muscles in the back of the neck and head. Remembering your breathing. Maybe you hear some cracks or kinks in the neck. It's just energy releasing. We warm up today. Good, maybe we pause just a moment here. You can press the fingertips into the mat alongside you, just remaining to keep the shoulders down and away from the ears, just to feel that nice extension and lengthening in the back of the neck. Good, maybe we begin to make some neck circles, so drawing the right ear to the right shoulder. Chin tilting up and forward as the crown of the head draws behind you, left ear to left shoulder. Chin drawing down to center. We'll maintain in this circular motion, again, as slow or as fast as you'd like. I invite you to feel into the body. Come to the inner experience and let go of the outer experience of where the mind may be commanding you to be. Again, feeling into each moment, each movement. Give yourself the permission to pause into any areas that are requesting your attention. Allow yourself to be there and feel it. When you come down to center and your chin meets the chest, you can move in the opposite direction if you haven't done so already. Again, remembering to keep the integrity of the pose and the breath. So if you notice that you're holding in the breath, it may be an indication that there's some holding in the body or some resistance in the mind. Maybe an indication that you have gone past your edge. So maybe slowing down the movement. Again, when your chin meets your chest and you feel nice and complete, draw the head back up to center neutral position. You can come up from sitting on the blankets and remove that to the side of the mat here. You can keep one blanket on the mat just to protect and support your knees. In fact, I invite you to do so if you have that availability. And let's come into tabletop position. So just gently, swaying the hips side to side, finding that neutral center position, knees below the hips and wrists directly below the shoulders. Try to keep a little bend into the elbows so we're not hyperextending the elbows. So we're actually keeping the shoulders plugged into the shoulder sockets. Spread the fingertips nice and wide and then press firmly into the pads of the fingers. Draw the low belly up and in as the tailbone extends to the back of the mat, crown of the head extending forward. Gaze can be just a few inches up towards the top of the mat. So again, take a moment to find your center and your grounding here. And then as we inhale, let's draw the left foot behind us about hip level. So notice if you shifted to the right or placed all the weight on the right and come back to center, point or flex the toes and allow your hip to be right at hip height, keeping the weight evenly distributed between the left and the right hand and the right side body. So as you find your grounding in your center here, let's inhale. Draw the right hand out alongside your ears so the palm of the hand will face inward. Hug everything in. As you hug everything in, you'll be able to find that center, that balance. And then as you exhale, let's draw the knee in towards the chest and the elbow in towards the knee. So inhaling, lengthen, extend through the fingertips and the back of the heel. Exhale, draw the low belly in, knee comes to chest, elbow meets the knee. One more time. Really feeling out the warming of the body and the spine here. Exhale, come in, one more time. Inhale, find that center neutral position, and then relax the hand and the knee back down to the mat. Finding that nice foundation, you can take a moment to just stretch out the left wrist. So maybe placing the top of the hand on the mat and bringing the fingertips back behind you. So know that as we draw the core up and in and we gain the strength in our abdomen, we will also become lighter in the wrists. Okay, so it all starts within the core, and the core meaning that lower belly area. So, through the Mula Bandha area, that low core area, the pelvic floor. So stretch back with the right foot, extend the right leg behind you. Again, notice if you've made any adjustments and try to come back to center. Extend through the right heel. Once you've found that center, take a nice deep inhale. Extend the left arm alongside the left ear, and the palm of the hand faces center. Inhale, reach through the fingertips, reach through the heel. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, draw the low belly up and in, elbow comes to knee. Inhale, lengthen, extend and reach. Exhale, really draw that low belly up and in. Stay nice and strong. Exaggerate the rounding of the back, drawing everything inward. Good, come back to center. And then release the palm of the hand and the knee down to the mat. Again, maybe we stretch out the right wrist. So drawing the top of the hand onto the mat. Fingertips come back towards the back of the mat, stretching out the front of the wrist, top of the wrist. Good, place your hands back down on the mat and sit your hips back to your heels for child's pose. So in child's pose, I want this to be an active posture. So reaching through the fingertips, you can keep the fingertips spread nice and wide and press through the palms, the pads of the fingers. As we reach and extend out through the hips, the tailbone, and allow the hips to settle down towards the heels. Follow the breath. Allow the body to be your guide. Doesn't have to look any certain way. If the forehead can meet the mat, you can allow that center between the eyebrows to meet the mat there. If you have a block, you can rest your forehead on the block. And then let's just gently rock the forehead to the left and to the right, massaging out the forehead, opening the back of the neck. This is a nice posture to do first thing in the morning if you wake up with headaches. Stretching out the body, warming up the spine, the neck, and the head. Good, come to center. Really reach and extend through the palms of the hands. Actually press the palms of the hands into the mat, pressing into the fingertip pads as well. And taking a moment to just notice exactly how your hands are here. And know that we want to carry this through our postures in down dog. So as you engage the triceps, the biceps, keep the shoulders plugged in to the shoulder sockets, the shoulder girdle, and keep your weight evenly distributed through the fingertips and pressing firmly into the mat. So we inhale, we'll come back up to tabletop position. Be mindful of the placing and the position of your hands. Tuck the toes under and sit the hips back towards the heels. So we're going to open up the backs of the feet and the toes. So maybe you even want to inhale and move a little forward, and exhale, sit your hips back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, sit the hips back. One more time. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, keep those toes tucked under, hips back. Press firmly in to the palms of the hands. So you press away from the mat. And as your toes are tucked under, begin to lift the knees gently off of the mat. So you're just basically hovering off the mat. Keep the shoulders plugged in to the shoulder sockets. And then begin to straighten into the knees. I don't want completely straight here. So find yourself in your down dog. Keep the knees bent as needed so that your tailbone is lifting up towards the sky. We're warming up the backs of the legs and the hamstrings because this is our first down dog of the day. So paddling into the feet, so bending into the right knee and then the left. Keep the integrity of the hands and the posture. As you exhale, draw that low belly up and in. Good, stretching out the back of the calves, the feet, the ankles. And then coming back to center, midline, find your position here. Lift the hips and the tailbone up towards the sky. You can keep the knees bent. Finding that nice length and extension between each of the vertebrae, pressing firmly through the hands, maybe even gently lifting the ribs, allowing the shoulders to come down and away from the ears, drawing down the back, lifting the ribs. Draw the low belly up and inward. Really reach your tailbone up towards the sky. Good, look up the top of the hands. If you have a blanket beneath you, you can remove that to the side of the mat. And begin gently to walk the feet up towards the top of the mat. So we'll come into a forward fold. So we'll inhale up, lifting up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. The palms of the hands can rest on the ankles, the shins, or even the tops of the thighs, but we want a nice low back here. Crown of the head pointing forward. Exhale, forward fold. Again, begin to bend into the right knee deeply, the left knee deeply. Just stretching out the back body here. Again, continue to draw the low belly up and inward so that we're protecting the low back. We want to keep engagement in that low belly. So that also protects us from overextending or overstretching. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, let's inhale up halfway one more time. Shoulders come down and away from the back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, deep bend into the knees here, pressing firmly into the feet and the soles of the feet. Lift the arms up and above the head. Keep the low belly drawn in. Hands come together. Maybe a gentle back bend here, very gentle. Squeezing all the muscles and hugging everything inward. Exhale, hands come together and at heart center for Pranayama. So take a moment to inhale the arms up and above the head. Let's release the left hand and arm down to the left hip. So still extending and reaching through the right arm here. I'm going to just come to the center so you can see me. And then as we exhale, we're going to gently press in or firmly press into the left foot as we extend over to the left side, pressing through the outer edge of the right foot. Keep your chest and heart open, so we don't want to really fold forward here. So keep the chest and heart open, even if you have to back off of the stretch a bit. Few breaths in and out here. Keep hugging everything inward. Good, let's sweep the arm down and away. Inhale, draw the hands above the head, coming to center. Exhale, releasing the right hand this time to the hip. Inhale, extending and reaching through the left fingertips, pressing firmly through the feet. The big toes and backs of the heels can be pressing together or meeting here. So inhale, lengthen and extend, and then as you exhale, press firmly into the outer edge of the left foot as you begin to stretch over to the right side. Again, keeping the heart and chest open, so we want to rotate this shoulder back a bit, opening everything up, the left side body. Try not to dump all the weight into the hand and the hip. A few breaths in and out here. Nice deep yogic breathing. Good, sweep the arm in front of you. Inhale, reach, hands up towards the sky. Hands draw together, prayer position. Meeting at heart center, forward fold. So remaining at the top of the mat as you're here, you'll step the left foot back and then turn yourself to the outer edge of the mat so that your toes are placed out towards the side of the mat, long side of the mat. So place the hands on the hips, press firmly through the outer edges of the feet, keep the thighs engaged. Inhale, lifting through the crown of the head, and then as you exhale, begin to draw the low belly up and in, protect the back. And exhale, folding forward into a wide-legged forward fold. Now feel free to adjust your stance here so you can heel toe the feet out a little further if you wish. Or maybe you breathe into it a few times before the body opens up. So as we inhale, we'll come up halfway. Nice, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. So breathing into this posture here. See if you can shift the weight to the tops of the feet, the tops of the soles of the feet. Maybe into the toes, and notice if you have any shaking within the body, activating different muscle groups that you maybe haven't noticed before. Lift the tailbone up to the sky. Remember, you're drawing the pelvic floor, that area just below the belly button, up and inward towards the spine. That elongates the back. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Let's place the left hand gently below the gaze. And then as we inhale, we'll draw the right arm up towards the sky. Keep pressing into the outer edge of the left foot and finding that nice equal distribution and balance between the left and the right side. A few breaths in and out here. Good. Replace the right hand where the left hand sits, just below the gaze. Inhale, lengthen, reach up with the left hand. Try not to overextend, just try to keep the shoulder and the palm of the hand reaching up and staying centered. Shift the weight into the tops of the toes if you've felt yourself moving backwards. Couple more breaths. Remember, engaging all the muscles of the body, hugging everything inward. Exhale, releasing back down towards center. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthen, coming up halfway, and then exhale, folding forward. And see if your body has opened up and allowed you to come a bit deeper into the posture. Inhale, lift up halfway. Let's place the palms of the hands on the hips. Draw the low belly in to protect the back, coming back up to upright position. So feel free to adjust the stance. So maybe you heel toe, walking the feet in just a little bit. Let's shift the toes out towards the outer edges of the mat. And we'll come into goddess pose. So bending into the knees, opening up the inner groin and thigh area. So feel free to keep your hands on your hips if you wish. Or possibly drawing the hands out to a T position. Well, the elbows out to a T position and cactus arms. This is goddess pose. Keep the low belly drawing in. That allows the tailbone to stay tucked under. Keep pressing out with the knees. Opening up the hips and the inner groin muscles. Also keeping the chest and the heart open. Chin lifted, crown of the head lifted. A few more breaths here. If you begin to shake or tremble, that's okay. Allow it to happen. Just releasing trapped energy. Go ahead, release the palms of the hands to the hips, straighten into the knees. And again, we will bring the left foot out to a 45-degree angle. Right toes can point towards the top of the mat. So we want to shift the hips. So you may have to widen the stance. You want to shift the hips, reaching towards the top of the mat, so squaring off. So again, you might want to check the stance of the back outer edge of the left foot. Maybe try to keep a slight bend in the front knee if that's, you feel like you're hyperextending with the knee. Press firmly into the toes, engage all muscles of the body. Keep the hips shifted and pointing towards the top of the mat. So let's inhale, lengthen and extend, and as we exhale, lead with the chest and the chin, slightly bending forward, head to knee pose. So the palms of the hands can come to the blocks if you have them, or to the mat possibly. It's best if you have blocks here to use them, allowing the ground to come up to you and support you. And it actually allows the body sometimes to go a little deeper into the posture. Getting a nice stretch, but keeping your alignment. So as you inhale, extend and lengthen through the crown of the head, maybe you shift the chin and chest down a little further. So keep reaching with the chin and the chest rather than rounding into the upper back. Good. You can inhale, bring the palms of the hands to the hips, gently shifting yourself forward. Let's bend into the right knee Keep the back heel where it's at. Maybe you shorten the stance a bit or widen it if you need to so that you're not on a tightrope. Inhale, lift the arms above the head. Keep the low belly drawing in. Keep the bend into the knees. We're going into warrior one here. Get a few breaths in and out here. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears, lifting and extending through the fingertips. Good. Release the hands together and at heart center. Turn the right foot back towards the center of the mat, coming back to the star position. So lifting the hands out to the sides. And then we'll shift the left toes towards the back of the mat. Again, a nice 45-degree angle with the toes. Maybe if you have your blocks, shifting them to the other side of the mat. Okay, so inhale, you can widen the stance, press through, keep pressing through the outer edge of the back heel, drawing the low core in, shifting the hips squared off to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen and extend through the crown of the head, draw the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, begin to lead with the chest and heart and the chin. Press firmly into the left foot. Make any adjustments that you need. And again, you can use the support of the blocks to maintain proper alignment. And keep a micro bend in the knee if needed so that you're not pressing back or overextending through the knee joint. So try not to round into the upper back, rather lead with the chest and the chin so that you're lengthening and extending through the back as you're opening up the back of the left leg and through the hips. Keep hugging all the muscles inward. Good. Inhale, coming up halfway. You can draw the palms of the hands back to the hips, drawing yourself up to an upright position. Again, maybe you want to walk the right heel and the foot out towards the outer edge of the mat, creating a little bit of distance between the left and the right, keeping the hips squared off to the top of the mat. Bend into the left knee. Feeling that nice opening in the front of the hip flexor. Inhale, lift the arms up and above the head for warrior one. Keep the bend in that front knee. And also take notice if your knee starts to fall inward, we want to keep it pressing out towards the outer edge of the left foot. Keep breathing. Remember to be with the sensations of the body. Mind may be resisting it or wondering where we're going to be next. Acknowledge it and return back to the breath. Good. Inhale, lengthen and extend through the torso and the tips of the fingers as you ground down through the feet. Good. Release the hands together and down at the heart center. Draw the hands to the hips and coming back towards the top of the mat, 5-pointed star. Okay. Beautiful. Again, let's reach the right foot towards the top of the mat. We're going to keep our hips extended to the side of the mat, the length of the mat here. We're going to inhale, lengthen and extend. Begin to bend into the right knee, keeping the knee tracking out towards the third toe, opening up the inner thigh here. Press firmly through the outer edge of the back heel, bring the arms up to a T position. Notice if your hands or arms are, one below the other, try to keep them nice and neutral. Okay, once you find that neutral grounding, draw the low belly in, allow the tailbone to tuck. Inhale, looking out and gazing out over the right fingertips. Maybe take a moment to rotate the palms upward, allowing the shoulders to draw down the back. And then exhale, flipping them back down towards the mat. Inhale and exhale, and see if you can sink a bit further into your warrior two. Good, soften into it. Good, releasing the forearm to the right knee. Inhale, rotate the left arm up and opening up through the chest and heart. Bringing a nice extension all the way from the outer edge of the left foot and heel, extending out through the fingertips and the crown of the head. Keep that bend in the right knee. Try not to dump all your weight onto your elbow, rather stay lifted. Few breaths in and out here. Good, inhale, coming back to warrior two. Find your strength and your foundation here. See if you can sink a little further. Let's rotate the right hand up, shift yourself forward, and draw the left hand down the back of the leg for reverse warrior. Keep a bend in your right knee. Come back to center, warrior two. Straighten into the front knee. Inhale. Reach forward as far as you can, shifting the left hip behind you, right hip going towards the back of the mat. And then as you exhale, coming into triangle position, if you have a block handy that may be helpful. You want to draw the hand on the outside of the right leg if possible, and then draw the hand up, opening up. So you really want to open up this side body here. So you don't want to be really hunched forward. Just want to keep it nice and open for triangle pose. So keep pressing firmly into the right foot as you press the hips back. Few breaths in and out here. Your head or your gaze can be down at the foot, out to the side, or looking up past the fingertips. Good, bringing the left hand to the hip, gently coming back up to center neutral position. We're going to switch to the opposite side. So you may want to make sure you have a block handy on the opposite side. So keeping the back foot, the right foot at a 90-degree angle. Inhale, and then exhale, bend deeply into the front knee. Keep your hips open to the length of the mat. Inhale, arms come out to the sides. Again, see if you've lost the integrity of the front knee. Keep it extending towards the outer edge of the right foot. Keep the arms lifted. Again, maybe you flip the palms of the hands up, shifting the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, rotating them forward. See if you can bend a little deeper. I'm just noticing my arms and where they're at. This is a good practice for me as well. Good, let's release the left forearm down to the left knee. Rotate the right arm in front of us and opening up the right side body. Again, try not to dump all of the weight into the left arm or the left leg. Keep a nice, even distribution between the base of the body. Again, you're going to feel all the engagement of the muscle. We want to feel into the body here. We want to have an experience within the body. Few breaths in and out. Keep pressing and extending through the back leg and the back heel. Also reaching out through the fingertips. Good. Inhaling, coming back to warrior two. See if you have moved a little deeper. Straighten into the front knee. And then begin to inhale, reach the palm forward, flip the palm, and then come into extended warrior, drawing the right hand, reverse warrior, drawing the right hand down the back of the leg. Also keeping the front knee bent. I was mixed up with my positions or postures here. That's what we do, we move through it. Beautiful, come back to center. Sink deeper down. Straighten into the left knee, and then inhale, reach yourself and your left fingertips forward. Coming down onto the block with your left hand if needed. And then draw the right arm up across the body, opening up to triangle position, Trikonasana. Couple more breaths here. Good, draw the right hand down to the hip. Left hand comes to the hip. You can deep bend one more time into the left knee. See how far you've come with your warrior. Good, coming back to center. And releasing the feet. Coming into runner's lunge on the right side. Release the left knee down to the mat. You can have a blanket under the knee if you wish. We're just going to be here for a moment. So inhale, stretching out the left hip flexor. Couple breaths in and out here. Release the palms of the hands back to the mat. Draw the right knee back. Straightening into the right leg. Sitting the hips back towards the heels. For little counter bows here. Half splits. Good. Shift yourself forward. Draw the right knee to meet the left. Draw the left foot up. For runner's lunge here for just a moment. Straighten into the back heel. Shift yourself forward. Lower the right knee down so that you're resting onto the softer pad of the knee. You feel strong there. Bringing the palms of the hands to the top of the left knee, sinking down, opening up the right hip flexor. Good, release the palms of the hands to the mat, framing the foot. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Begin to straighten into the left knee. Possibly flexing and pointing the left toes. Half splits. Good, draw the left knee back to meet the right. Shift the hips down to the heels and then surrender one hip or the other, coming down onto our back bodies here. Shift yourself ever so gently and slowly down onto the back. You can even grab behind the back of the thighs. Rest yourself down. Draw both knees into your chest here. Giving yourself a great big hug, gently rocking side to side. Massaging out the low back, the sacrum area. Come to center, find some stillness. Really hug the knees in as you also press the shins into the palms of the hands. Let's draw the knees wide. Maybe even draw the soles of the feet together for a moment. If you can grab a hold of the outside edges of the ankles or the feet, we're in a supine butterfly position. So keep pressing the knees away from the body as you draw the feet in towards the body. Good, let's draw the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, grabbing a hold of the outside edges of the ankles, the feet. Just opening up for a happy baby here, maybe finding some stillness for a moment. Just breathing into the stillness of this posture. And then gently begin to rock yourself from left to right, finding some fluidity and play within your practice. And then releasing the soles of the feet to the mat and gently bringing the heels to the outer edges of the mat. Legs come long. You can rest your hands on your low abdomen if you wish, or possibly right hand on the low belly, left hand on the heart. Or you could tuck the shoulders gently under, opening up the palms of the hands, allowing the fingertips to curl in, and finding your final pose of the day, Shavasana. Maybe draw your intention back into your awareness, allowing it to integrate and settle throughout the body, and integrating into your practice on the mat. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana. I encourage it actually up to 11 minutes or beyond. Fully resting and integrating your practice, your intention. And you recommend staying at least 7 minutes if you're able to. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me in your practice today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.